Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 82 of my Gateway Experience. Thank you so much for tuning in. The purpose of these videos is to document my journey through the Monroe Institute's Gateway Experience. The Gateway Experience, I call it a repeatable scientific process of self discovery, self exploration, and self mastery. It consists of 6 waves with 6 tapes in each wave, and we are currently on the second wave and on the fourth tape called Color Breathing. Today was the 9th day doing this tape, so if you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and check those out. That way you can get caught up to speed with where we started and where we are now. So let's get straight into it. For some reason, I feel like my glasses are, I can see, maybe it was just my imagination. Just kidding. Yeah, so it is Monday today, November 14th, 2022, and it is 6:40 a.m. This morning, woke up at 5 a.m. and going, and I'm actually, yesterday I talked about it, and it was like 6:45 when I got a chance to sit down, and I actually snoozed my alarm clock this morning when I woke up. So actually, I did okay in today's because I didn't get distracted by anything else. I stayed focused on my practice and everything that I had to do. So big one right there, focus. But yeah, so the 9th time doing this tape. In the previous videos, I talked about imagination, so that was a little bit of a joke there at the beginning, and also talked about empowering ourselves and multiple different things. But in today's video, I was thinking I wanted to make kind of an argument, but that just shows to me that I'm not fully present. Yesterday, for example, I spent the day with the kids and working at the same time, so my attention was very distracted. So really today it's going to be all about focus. So yeah, after I did my scrolls, and I did, which is what I have right here, it's my my manifestation affirmations. And it's something that I focus on a daily basis. I focus on it 3 times a day. So when I first wake up, in the middle of the day, and then when I go to sleep. That way I can stay on track as to what it is that I want to accomplish. And I will be honest, sometimes it becomes, especially when I'm not like on a full nice, like I wake up fully, completely, my brain is rested. When that's not the case, then I find myself falling into certain things where, hey, what am I doing all this for? Like, blah, 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 blah. All these negative, useless, truly, truly useless thoughts. Because when we look at it, when we focus on something and we stay the course, it's like the people that thought that it was impossible to run a 4 minute mile. I was listening to this book, so this video is gonna be about focus, and it's also gonna be about input and output, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by those in a second. So, well, I was listening to this book called Goals by Zig Ziglar, where he talks about um, people that were looking to break the 4 minute mile. And those that were looking to break the 4 minute mile thought it was impossible, first of all. Everybody thought that, look, you can't break the 4 minute mile. It's if you tried to do it, they would kind of start at the finish line. They would start at the race, at the beginning of the race, and they would immediately, their coach's voice would come to their head and say, it's impossible to break a 4 minute mile. You can do your best, but it will never happen. And immediately, obviously, if you have that in your head, you're not going to be able to achieve that. Another voice that would come to their mind would be the doctor saying, hey, if you try to break the 4 minute mile, it's physically impossible. Your heart will come out of your chest and you will not be able to do it. you will have a heart attack. In other words, um, so with that mindset, you'll never be able to achieve anything. So, what are you doing? And really, what you're doing is you're allowing your mind to distract you, and also to uh, just give into fear, which is, an acrostic for false evidence appearing real. So this is all from that book called Goals by Zig Ziglar. And at the end of the day, the people that were able to do it, run the 4 minute mile. Obviously, we know now in this day and age that it is possible. And the funny thing about it is that the guy that did it was racing another guy, and I'm not going to be able to give you guys the names right now. I'll say one name, and then the other guy, it was from Australia. The guy I think that broke it was Roger Bannister. Now, I might not be right about that since I just listened to this once. I didn't do the research or read up on it or anything. But yeah, the guy that broke it was focused, and he was so focused that he broke down. He tracked his ability to even do a quarter mile, a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, and then the full mile. And he had a buddy pace him to keep him on pace for him to be able to break the quarter, the half, the 3/4, and then the full mile for him to be able to just completely demolish that 4 minute record. And he stayed focused, 100% focused on being able to do that. Now, the funny thing about it is that there was another guy from Australia that was ahead of him. And as he's ahead of him, about to pass the finish line, he looks on this side to see where Roger Bannister was. And while he's looking away, Roger Bannister is on the other side, crossing the finish line and breaking the 4 minute mile. That was the first time that it was done. And that just goes to show it's a huge lesson for, hey, stay focused on your goals, stay focused on your tracking of how you're doing. And that way you will be able to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. Where it comes to what? Does it come to using color to change your inner state, or whatever it might be? So I think the color is another manner of focus. Let's focus on a certain color. That way we can shift our perspective, and that is so powerful because it allows us to show up in a different way in life. And I'll tell you guys the argument that I was thinking about making, was like, hey, basically other people might think that this doesn't work, but I was just thinking like, hey, look, think about if you are showing up in your life and all you see is gray. Let's say you look at the movie The Machinist, with Christian Bale, I think, and I believe so. And he got really skinny for that role, if I remember correctly. Or it might be a different actor that I'm confusing. I always confuse these two actors. But anyway, The Machinist is the name of the movie. And his whole life was like gray. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I remember the colors that they used in that movie was very deliberate because he was literally going insane. It's like, think about the people that show up, in their lives, and they just like they go from one thing to another with no emotion. They're like robots, right? They're like machines, okay? That's not who we are. Let's use our power once again, and empower ourselves by focusing on different colors, which will trigger different emotions, and not only emotions but capabilities within our human body, including healing, balance, and then healing into those higher frequencies. And so it's all up to us how we do it and how we perceive things. And it all comes back to starting a practice of contemplation for us to be able to sit in silence and go deep within ourselves. And so input and output, this programming that we're receiving, think about it. I think like yesterday, I also spent a little bit of time being distracted on Instagram, okay? Literally, I don't know why. I think maybe I was getting a little bit too confident that things were going good. But I fell victim to the distractions on social media. And I wanna and look, if you're watching this, right? You're watching this right now. I'm one of the people that wants to keep you on track, okay? And that's what that's the message that I want to put out here. is like, hey, I want to keep you on track. I want to raise your vibrational frequency. I don't want you to focus on this mundane stuff that's just completely base and below the color red. I want you to just focus on balance and then going into the higher levels, okay? So there are some people that I follow, but I guess it's my fault because I have to clean my Instagram. But that's not even 100% of my ability, because if it's fully clean and I only follow clean people, then I will just like scroll, and then they'll have suggestions coming left and right from these random people that, they're creative and everything, but that's all it is. It's consumption. It's consumption, and I don't want to be in that state of mind. So I challenge you guys to not be in that state of mind either. And if you ever maybe find yourself wanting to get back on track, come back to my channel, and I'll see if I can maybe share with you some things that keep you on track. So input and output, the information that we're taking in, I would much rather read books, and I would much rather listen to a very high level, impactful, efficient, uh, uh, synthesized, okay, information, processed in a way that it has higher level thought, okay? I don't want to consume processed food, but I do want to consume processed, but challenging information, okay? Processed in the sense that somebody have already put a lot of critical thinking into it, and they want to challenge me to do some critical thinking, okay? So that gets my faculties going. Like this other book that I was listening to, which was Lead the Field, okay? And so this is all part of the process of self discovery, self exploration, and self mastery. And the one that we're going to be going into, I've also been watching Harry Potter with my family, and I think a lot of people are around this time of the year. But the one that we're going to be going into after this one, because today is the 82nd episode, which is the 9th time doing this tape of color breathing. Tomorrow will be the 10th time doing the color breathing tape. After that, we're going to be going into the energy bar tool, which is almost like a magic wand. And I could talk about Harry Potter for more time than I would like to. So I'm not going to talk about that. You can watch the movies, and you can allow those allegorical stories and lessons to impact you the way they do, because it is obviously popular, because it is obviously powerful. And so that's all I've got for you guys today for this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. If you want to communicate with me, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Peace.